And a pleasant good evening on this Royals Instant Reaction show on 580 Sports Talk YouTube and our WIBW News Facebook page. We are live after the Kansas City Royals, even the best of five American League division, the New York Yankees, at one game apiece with a 4-2 victory tonight at Yankee Stadium, guaranteeing there will be at least two more games at Kauffman Stadium this season. I'm Dan Lucero of 580 Sports Talk. It's a solo mission on this video tonight. The whole gang will be together for a Chiefs instant reaction video in just a little bit. We'll do that after the Chiefs go final. So while I appreciate everybody watching this one live, want to especially welcome our non-live viewers who might have wanted to wait until after the Chiefs Saints game got over with tonight. But appreciate you checking it out. 580 Sports Talk on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check us out on Facebook too. You can watch live at WIBW News. Royals win it 4-2, and a few things worth touching on here in this instant reaction. We'll start with the good stuff, obviously. Number one, the series is tied. Royals did what they had to do. They went on the road and they got a game, and now they have home field in this series. It doesn't have to go back to Yankee Stadium if the Royals play as well at Kauffman Stadium as they did well for the better part of the 2024 regular season. Let's talk about the reason why. Obviously, a 4-run fourth inning and contributions up and down the lineup in that inning started with Salvador Perez and his first home run of the postseason. Tommy Pham, Garrett Hampson, and Maikel Garcia coming up with RBI in that fourth inning. And the Royals made it stick. Even though Cole Ragans labored through 4 innings, the Royals bullpen, so good in the wild card series against Baltimore, stood strong once again with 5 innings of 1-run ball. And I have to give Matt Quatraro credit right off the bat for recognizing that even though Cole Ragans is his guy, his ace, his best pitcher, Ragans was not sharp tonight. And even in the 4th inning, which he was able to tap dance out of without giving up any runs, the last 2 batted balls he gave up were pretty loud outs. A line drive to left field and Tommy Pham, and then a line out right to the third baseman Garcia to end that 4th inning. It was the right thing to do to go get Cole Ragans at that point, even though he was only at 85 pitches. With the day off tomorrow, you reset your bullpen for games 3 and 4. You had to be aggressive going to the bullpen, and Matt Quatraro was. He went to Angel Zerpa for 2, 3, and 4 in the order. That's a left-hander in Soto, the right-hander Judge, and the left-hander in Austin Wells. He struck out Soto, walked Judge, but he got out of the inning just fine, and that allowed Quatraro to set the table with his bullpen for the rest of the night. Also loved that he used Kris Bubic for multiple innings. I said during the regular season, Bubic has that ability to be a multiple inning guy, and I wanted to see him in that capacity a lot more often than we have, and we finally have seen it now, and we see it in the postseason, which is a big deal. And Bubic sharp in the 7th and the 8th, passing the torch to Lucas Erceg. So even though Erceg was unable to keep a clean inning like his teammates, he gave up the leadoff home run to Jazz Chisholm Jr. there in the 9th. He's able to set down the side and earn his 3rd save of this postseason. Great job by the bullpen, and a great job managing the bullpen by Matt Quatraro, not trying to squeeze an extra inning out of Ragans. 1, it wasn't necessary. 2, I don't think Ragans would have been able to do it. I don't think he would have been able to get through the 5th. 3rd time against those studs in the middle of the order, that was the time to pull the plug, and Matt Quatraro pulled it at just the right time. Great bit of managing by him. Second thing I want to get to, Maikel Garcia is a playoff riser? I don't know. He might be 4 for 5 out of the leadoff spot. Royals have been looking for a solution in the leadoff spot for, well, gosh, the better part of the season, really. It looked like Garcia might be that guy. Obviously got off to a great start this year and then dramatically petered out the rest of the way. Finished the year with a 281 on base percentage, which is like sub Alcides Escobarian, but I don't need to remind you, Royals fans, Royals won a World Series with Alcides Escobar batting leadoff throughout the playoffs. So, yes, stranger things have indeed happened. But it's an interesting thing about Maikel Garcia. And David Lesky, friend of the program, author of the Inside the Crown newsletter, made this point on Twitter. Maikel Garcia, the past winter, played in the Venezuelan Winter League. And those atmospheres in the Winter League are very intense. And the crowds are intense. And the games are extremely high stakes. When you talk about playoff atmosphere, that's kind of what you get in some of those winter leagues, particularly the one in Venezuela. So Maikel Garcia may have been forged in the right fires to be a playoff performer. And he looked comfortable at the plate. I thought his at-bats in the wild card series were mostly good. And then tonight, 4 for 5, stole a base, didn't need to do too much. And I thought really played a fantastic game and gave the Royals exactly what they needed out of the leadoff spot, which was speed and line drive contact. They don't need anything much more than that. Just a guy to set the table for the big guns. And that's what Maikel Garcia in a perfect world can do because he's got a good line drive swing. He doesn't have to be a power hitter. He had a good approach. He had good at bats. It was really, really impressive and really, really good to see that from Maikel Garcia. And maybe he's just made to be a playoff performer. Final thing I got to point to, and it's a negative, is that Bobby Witt Jr.'s playoff woes continued in this contest as he once again struggled to get off the mark offensively. He was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. What was notable about the strikeouts were he was swinging at pitches he didn't really have a chance to hit and wasn't really coming all that close to hitting. That to me tells me that Bobby Witt Jr. is pressing. This is a young player, a superstar, on the biggest stage of his career, the playoffs at Yankee Stadium. And I think it's only natural to press just a little bit. Even a guy like Bobby Witt Jr., so preternaturally talented and so ready for the spotlights and ready for big moments. I think still there were some nerves for him. I do think he was pressing just a little bit, and I think you're seeing that in his at bats. That he is perhaps trying to do just a little bit too much as he goes to the plate. The good news for Bobby Witt Jr. is this: number one, the spotlight. It's different at home. It's a little more relaxing at home at Kauffman Stadium. Also, he had fabulous numbers at Kauffman Stadium throughout the year. So I don't think this playoff funk is going to last very long for Bobby Witt. I think he's going to be great. Gabe agrees with me in the YouTube live chat. Gabe says, Bobby Witt, masterclass coming at the K. I agree. I think he's going to go nuts when these games come back home. More comfortable, more familiar, and less pressure, I think, on him because he's not going to be booed when he comes to the play. I don't know why Yankee fans are booing Bobby Witt Jr. I have no idea what he ever did to them, but, Yankee fans are going to be Yankee fans. And in every way, they are going to be Yankee fans. So, but Bobby Witt Jr. won't have to deal with any of that at home. It's a place where he was excellent throughout the year. And I expect that Bobby Witt Jr. will be much closer to his regular season self as the series shifts to Kauffman Stadium. And as it does, the series will be tied 1 game apiece. The Royals winners tonight, a 4-2 final score. And Kauffman Stadium is going to be off the charts on Wednesday night. I'm going to be there. I can't wait. I'll be offering some coverage from 580 Sports Talk. We'll get some live audio, pregame press conference stuff, media availability. I'll have my boots on the ground reports from Kauffman Stadium for both games 3 and 4. Super excited to see what it's going to be like as Kansas City hosts a playoff game for the first time in 9 years. Home field advantage belongs to the Royals in this series, and they've got Seth Lugo lined up against Clark Schmidt. That's on paper a mismatch for the pitching matchup in game 3. Royals are in a great spot, just where you want to be. You got the one you had to get on the road, and now the Royals have home field for the ALDS. Thanks for watching this Royals Instant Reaction on our 580 Sports Talk YouTube channel and on WIBW News on Facebook. For those of you who watched it live, really, really, really appreciate you guys tuning in to the live program, even though the Chiefs are on right now trying to close out their 23-13 lead with 6 minutes left at Arrowhead tonight on Monday Night Football. For those of you who hung out with me to watch this, I really appreciate you. For those who are catching this later, I totally understand. Either way, appreciate you watching. Hope that you are able to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Have a great rest of your night and stand by on all of these same video channels. We're going to have a Chiefs Instant Reaction coming up in just a little bit with the whole 580 Sports Talk gang. Stay tuned for that. I'm Dan Lucero. Royals